Welcome to REMelations. We're your hosts.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Brooke. REMelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams. From nightmares to the just plain bizarre, join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle. Today, I've got a dream from Michaela about deadly lions and evil women.
And in Catnaps today, we have dreams about Showbiz pizza animatronics, school drills, kissing foreign strangers in North Korea, and buying animals from the zoo.
Normal stuff.
And you have been on pins and needles waiting to hear my part 2 about Lake Lanier. This week we're getting into deadly encounters that have happened on the lake. All right, Bestie, grab your pontoon and let's get started.
Woo! My tummy hurts. My tum-tum hurts.
Where did you get
I ate
this
a
hot
giant
dog?
hot dog, and now my tum-tum hurts. It's left over from the 4th of July party.
Oh, okay. So it's not just like, it's not like a 7-Eleven
No,
hot dog,
no,
like a
no. It's
roller
actually a
dog.
really good like my dad got these went to actually like a butcher shop or something
Oh.
and got like pork chops and ground beef
Yum.
and hot dogs and brats and stuff. So it's like
It's a good
it
quality
was like
dog.
that's why it was so big. And normally I didn't
Like the length or the girth? What are we talking? Both?
both.
Is it like brat size?
It's like I thought it was a brat. And I told my dad, I called him and I said, I thought you sent me a hot dog home. He's like, I sent you a hot dog and a brat. And I'm like, couldn't tell the difference.
And now your tummy hurts. Did
No.
you eat too fast because we had to record too?
I did eat a little fast, but there's still some of it left. I couldn't quite finish it, but my tum-tum. My poor
Let me know if you
tum-tum.
need a break.
How are you today?
Good. A quiet house. This is unheard of.
I wanted to ask you, has this ever happened to you in your entire, married with children life? That you
think
are
this might be-
alone in your house?
For like 3 days. Yeah, I think this is like the longest I've ever lived with myself alone.
Oh my God. Hey,
3 days.
It might be ever because you had a
Ever.
sister and then you had a college roommate,
Then I had
a-
an asshole.
an asshole, and then
Of a
kids and
ex?
a beautiful non-asshole.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've never lived alone, and I think these 3 days would be the longest I've ever spent by myself in an empty house.
Are you scared?
The doors are locked. Don't worry. It's like 3 p.m. The doors are locked. Of course, as they should be. But no, I've got Kingston. We'll be fine. I think I'm gonna.
No, I know you'll
out.
be fine. I want to know how you're doing. I know physically you'll be fine.
Yes.
Emotionally, I'm like, what are you going to do with yourself?
Oh, I've got so much editing to
I
do
know.
for the business, so I've just been editing photos, and then I think maybe I might go to Target and get the Mario Brothers game so I can play that.
I'm so
But-
proud of you.
And a bottle of wine.
I didn't want you to just be working the whole time. I know you
No.
have so much work to do with the wedding stuff, but
I think I'm gonna buy a
I'm
new
so happy that you're going to do something for yourself.
and have some wine, of course, and
Okay.
order in probably more than likely.
No, that is a must,
A month.
and I will not allow anything else than that.
But the best part is no one will be walking upstairs. No kids will be starting showers.
No,
Just
well, there's
clean
still
edit, a
there's
clean
still
edit.
a dog.
That's true. Oh, damn it. Kingston. There'll be
Let's,
something he does, I am sure.
yes, but he'll be so happy to have time with Mama.
That's right. He's going to cuddle with me on the couch.
Yay!
All right, let's jump into
Let's
it.
do it. Okay. We ready to rock and roll? This is Michaela, and she's from Melbourne.
Oh,
We
wow.
just love our Aussie friends, don't we?
We do.
She says, this dream has never left me. I can remember it so vividly, not only because of the dream itself, but also because of the curious feeling it left me, and stranger than that, the bizarre circumstances after waking up that led me into a labyrinth of existential thought.
Oh, boy. What
Wow.
an intro.
This
Okay.
is part dream story, because I'll read the dream and then she kind of talks about the aftermath of the dream. So
Cool. Oh,
little
okay,
combo dealy here today. I was standing on the street directly outside my house alongside my younger brother. It was dark and my attention had been brought to the street lamps. They hung large, green, and glowing blobs. They looked
Oh,
typically extraterrestrial, and I believe that's what I thought at the time.
who are you gonna call?
Who you gonna call? E.T.
The electricity company.
Why do you have alien street lamps outside my house?
Hmm. Interesting.
My brother and I traveled down the street and ended up at our local cricket pitch, which is directly around the corner from our street. We stood in the car park looking over the vast, well-lit field. About 150 meters away, there was a lion.
No,
That's
no
where
lion, no cricket playing lions
I
allowed.
love a cricket playing lion. Oh, boy.
How do they hold the little stick?
I don't know. It was majestically prancing around the field like a showman at center stage, oblivious to our presence. Until it wasn't.
Okay. Oh, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just hoping it was a friendly cricket playing lion, not a man-eating, hungry cricket playing lion.
We don't know what's happening yet.
I don't know, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous for Michaela and her brother.
I think you should be. I'm just saying. It stopped its movements as its attention fell to us. At this point, we were terrified. We ran instantly out of the car park and around the short path that led to our street.
I'm sure you can outrun a lion.
Yeah, they're not.
Sure.
They're not
Yeah.
good hunters,
No,
or
not
they're not very
fast
fast
or
or efficient.
Yeah, yeah, or efficient.
We neared our house, but before we could make it to the driveway, it appeared before us. The lion had blocked our path. It leapt towards us. However,
No.
before its mighty claws had struck us, the lion had transformed into a lady. She was
Oh,
tall.
I wonder if she had long blonde hair.
No.
Like a mane.
Nope.
Okay.
It even says it. She was tall, had short brown hair, and was
Oh.
wearing a long, silky red dress. There
That's
was
not what I expected.
not what a lion should transform into, right? You think, ooh,
Would it be a lioness then?
maybe. There was something about her that frightened me more than the lion had.
Oh, no.
She smiled at both my brother and me. It was sinister and conducive to some sort of impending doom. We
Ooh.
tried to walk around her cautiously. My eyes never left her while she slowly followed us into our driveway. My brother had halted and she
I'm just
walked.
picturing this.
I know. This very descriptive, Michaela.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Very good.
My brother had halted and she walked right by him. She was intensely focused on me, showing me the same and invariable wicked smile. I backed into the side door of my house without being blocked by it. I watched her as she revealed a knife and then thrust it straight into my abdomen.
Ow. Oh, the abdomen.
Ouch.
Gut punch, gut stab.
Ugh, nothing in the gut is good.
That's
Trust me,
not
I got a
good.
hot dog in there right now, and that's not good.
It's so bad.
I slowly
hot
fell
dog.
to the ground. I experienced my vision shift to an eclipsing blur. And then I woke up.
Ooh.
That's it. But that's the dream. It's short.
Wow. Okay.
It's sweet, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
full.
intense.
It's full of symbolism. So I
Yeah,
got stuff to talk about, but let me finish with what happened
Yes.
after.
Okay.
I'm no stranger to experiencing death within a dream, though it's not a common experience. It's happened to me a few times before, as I'm sure it will have for a lot of people. But the reason this dream has never left me is partially due to the very real bodily sensation I felt, imparted with death in my dream state. As my vision blurred and I met with the floor, I felt strangely warm. I felt
She
like,
felt a hot dog in her gut.
oh, it was bad.
She also had a hot dog for lunch.
It was, and she
warm.
regretted it immediately. I felt like my blood was gushing out of my body and it was blanketing me into a cozy slumber, one that I was softly drifting into. Several seconds from waking up, the curious feeling had fleeted, but it was on my mind, as it would be for the rest of the day. I didn't exactly feel relieved, like, oh, thank God it was only a dream. Time to get on with my life. No, I remained in my bed for a few minutes reflecting on it, specifically the feeling that had now subsided. I switched on the TV, and the channel I had left on from the previous night It was a film channel, and a film was showing. The name of the film had me wide-eyed as I questioned its possible reference to the dream that was still fresh in my memory. Its name, A Lonely Place to Die.
Ooh. Lioness Killer Lady. Also would be a good name.
Lioness Killer Lady. Nominated for 6 Oscars.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue like a soft,
A Lonely
quiet
Place to Die.
A lonely place. But it's also good.
I like yours, Mindy. It's good.
Thank you. Before we get into the analysis of Michaela's dream, I just want to tell you, besties, about our sleepover squad. If you're not part of our sleepover squad, you're not cool. Just kidding. You're probably really cool, but
you're not the coolest.
You're not the coolest kids in town. Maybe you're not invited. That's fine.
Everyone's invited.
Everyone's invited. Why am I being such a bitch today? I don't know.
Yes, what's wrong?
Bestie, we want you to join our sleep. We just want you part of the party. Our sleepover squad is where we put our videos for each of our episodes, extra dreams. We have behind the scenes cuts that don't make our episodes. Lots of fun stuff you can go check out. And you can do that by going to REMelations.com/support. And you can join for as little as a few bucks a month. So, and that helps us. And this will go into Mindy Needs a New Laptop Fund.
Yes, Mindy does need a new laptop.
I do. It's not behaving. It needs to go to the laptop graveyard.
Yep. It's not a want. We said it's definitely not a want. It's a
business need. Thanks, Bestie.
All right. So as can be expected, my notes are thorough. Not really. It's just there's so much symbolism. It doesn't seem like it, but okay. So it's as usual. Starts out nice, just hanging out with my bro outside. Good stuff. Then there's those green alien street lamps.
Something's already off.
Something's off. And green itself, represents nature. These are just some of the things. Nature, growth, rebirth, health, hope, and there's many positive things. It can be jealousy and stuff, and envy and stuff like that too. But there is that juxtaposition. So it sounds good, but then there's that juxtaposition of them looking alien or otherworldly. And that always kind of portrays how you might be exploring aspects of yourself which are kind of difficult to identify with or explain.
And it's also light provides insight and it provides vision into something. So the fact that they were obscured.
Yeah. There's something.
It's something is
just out of
not
reach.
As clear as it should
not
be.
Clear. Like, totally agree. Now, Mindy's favorite sport, cricket.
I love it.
You love it? You just don't get many opportunities to go see live games?
It's true. No, it's really hard. There's not many pitches here around me.
There's not many pitches.
I'm sure there is. But
oh, my gosh.
I don't know.
So having like a dream, I think, set in that backdrop of your home stadium, because, it's right around the corner. I'm sure that's their team. Signals, nostalgia, good times, and that comfort and familiarity. But cricket can also mean you're trying to overcome obstacles, just like a lot of sports. But there's just a lot of thought and challenges that present themselves within a game. And speaking of obstacles, there's a pretty big one sitting on the pitch. That majestic lion.
But not so friendly. I mean, it ended up not hurting them.
Not the lion technically. But I would
enough
still
to cause
consider it an obstacle.
Some concern, yeah.
And
can I go back?
Yeah, go back.
Can I go back to the
lights?
Cricket.
Oh, the cricket.
Yeah, no, sorry, the cricket. The idea that, it's a very home team, away team, winner, loser, a sense of community with being your team, but sports are black and white.
Oh,
unless you're getting really into like gymnastics or where it's not there's no clear winner. It's points based on certain things, but
it's not like
cricket's
5-1 or something. I don't know what cricket scores
there's
are
two
like,
sides to it. It seems very black and white, whatever this issue is.
Yeah. With a lion, we've talked about big cats before, but especially lions, I think everyone kind of knows that they represent courage. And if you're seeing that in your dream, it's a strong chance that you might have to be bold enough to face this significant challenge in your waking life, whatever that may be. And then the lion's attention turns to them because at first it doesn't notice that.
It's just playing.
And then they run, which can't help because that's just going to
No.
set that lion off looking.
He's like, ooh, my lunch. I got to go catch it.
And so being chased by a lion is a little different than representing courage because that can symbolize like aggression in your life. Maybe you're running away from someone else's aggression or maybe trying to escape your own aggressive feelings.
Yeah.
And, if you're dreaming of being chased by a lion, it symbolizes inner struggles. It can also indicate the need to avoid certain personal problems. You must confront what you're feeling. And I think that's a big common thread in this
I don't
dream.
want to confront any lions, though. I don't.
No, but
even if they are in a cage.
it means you're scared of someone or something. And then that lion blocked them from getting inside. So another obstacle, another running theme. And now we have the transformation from lion to the beautiful woman in the red dress.
That is interesting to me. Like, that is not what I
doesn't
expected.
happen very often, I don't think, in real life.
It seems, no.
I think maybe once in a while it happens, but not very often.
It seems that it'd be... I'm more scared of the lion than I am in a lady in a red dress.
Well, but that's...
So it almost seems
it's interesting.
like it was a false sense of security, and then the lady just...
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then
went crazy.
she even says that the lady actually scared her more than the lion did. So
Yeah,
there's
so she was also
obviously
surprised by that.
something important and why the lion changed into this
And
woman.
the red dress.
And
the
the
color
red dress.
Yeah.
So transformation itself can represent the unknown or unresolved issues. Kind of like the street lamps, like not really understanding what they are. And of course, the color red is often associated, with passion or energy or transformation.
Anger.
Yes,
Okay.
anger too. So, or a red dress can be like a red flag. Dreaming of that dress represents some level of compliance that's like not good for you. It could be a bad habit, maybe a negative situation that's out of your control. Only Michaela knows. But like I said, she did say the woman was scarier than the lion because she had that wicked smile. And that's the word she used, wicked.
Again, false sense of security. Like a smile can mean so many things in a dream. Because there's a pleasant smile, there's an evil smile, there's a smile that's too big. Either way, it's like taking something that's supposed to be happy and making it
You've
scary.
nailed what I'm going to talk about. You got it, girl. So the smile could be a warning to watch out for those who may appear friendly and smile at you, but it could be a specific person that your unconscious mind is alerting you about. There has to be someone, that this
someone's
woman is
it.
representing. And deep down she knows it, but she hasn't quite put it together in her waking life yet.
Yeah. It's hard to see when those street lamps are alien blobs,
Yeah, they're
It's hard to
green
see
too.
it.
I don't know if that's the best light. But also like an evil smile, especially when it's directed at you, total sign of betrayal and deceit. You can just feel it. Someone maybe even is actually plotting against her, or at least, has some ill intentions.
Sure.
So I think this is a warning dream to be cautious. Michaela might be vulnerable to manipulation or harm. That smile represents malevolence and the cunning of whoever this adversary is. It's a sign that she needs to protect herself and take steps to avoid being taken advantage of. And I also think this dream may be a manifestation of her own inner fears and anxieties about being betrayed or hurt by someone you trust. So I think she needs to address these fears in working on building a stronger relationship, learning to trust and have faith in people, but it's lacking honesty.
Get those people and the evil people out. Though. I mean, they're
out.
Yeah,
get them
Negative
out.
influences do not have a place in your life.
So I think what I kind of meant to say was there's a lack of trust and honesty that she has to kind of face. And that's like what she has to get rid of. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And that lion was, when it was a lion, and then even when it was a woman, it was kind of hunting them. But it was watching her especially. Like it walked by the brother
Yeah.
and focused on her. But feeling like, being hunted in a dream, I think can symbolize unresolved conflicts. Like something from the past is catching up with you.
Stress. Yeah, stressful.
You know it?
Just stress. Yeah.
Hidden fears, being overwhelmed, lack of control, powerlessness in certain situations. So then she stabs Michaela. Not good. Right in the belly.
Painful.
Right in the
Right
belly.
in the hot dog.
Right in the hot dog. Oh, too much. So we've talked about this, but basically, if you look up like dreaming about being stabbed, of course, there's many things, but it symbolizes betrayal, vulnerability, and feeling attacked by someone close to you. And it represents a fear of being hurt or losing control. Again, a warning to be cautious of those around you and to trust your instincts, which I think she has
Your
good
gut
instincts
feeling.
because she knew right away there was, a lion, you're naturally going to be a little alarmed. But,
Yeah.
and if it transforms into a woman, I get it. But the woman herself, she said was scarier than the lion. So she knows.
She has some gut.
She has some
intuition.
gut instincts
It's
there.
following that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
stabbing in the gut is really just really telling you
Yes.
very specifically.
it's
trust your gut.
very specific. And I think it can be considered very literal. I guess not literal, but there's that
Sure,
danger.
dream literal.
There's that pain, So if you experience dreams about getting stabbed, your subconscious may be trying to inform you that you're feeling exposed or neglected.
Your
And
feelings get hurt.
yeah. And getting stabbed, like I said, is a warning. And it could also mean that there are more obstacles ahead. More obstacles? Obstacles.
Yep.
And then she slowly starts to fade out as she dies from the blood loss. And we've talked about death dreams a lot. They usually symbolize change or endings or the closing of a chapter in life. And I hope that's the case for her because it seems like there's a chapter that needs to be closed. Don't know what it is, but she probably does.
Yeah.
Dreaming of your own death could mean that part of your life is coming to an end. And I hope it's the bad stuff. I hope it's the obstacles.
Yes.
But the imagery she portrays with the bleeding to death and then the feeling she had afterward
Yeah.
can be...
It's like draining.
It
It's
is.
like literally draining her.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Unresolved emotions or experience that are draining you emotionally and just leaving you feel depleted.
Yeah.
And I kind of said at the beginning, this is more than like just the dream. And it's not just, it's the dream story that goes along with it, how it made her feel after. And that is why she's remembered the dream for so long.
Yeah.
And see, she was so specific and terrifying, feeling that life drain out of you and just knowing there's nothing you can do.
And you can also think of that if we go back to the idea of relationships or feeling betrayed in a relationship, it's emotionally draining.
Mm-hmm. It
And
can
that
be
can
physically
also
draining too.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're emotionally dealing with something for so long, it can start to make you physically feel.
Yeah, you
what you're
manifest
emotionally
those
feeling. Yeah, we
emotions
do.
physically. You really do. It happens all the time. Like you get stress. Maybe you get like a sty in your eye, or even
Your tummy rumbly.
Rum tums.
Rum tums.
So
You break out in acne. I mean, there's so much stuff of our.
you could even give yourself an
manifests
ulcer.
physically.
You can get headaches. Anything. You could even make yourself really, really sick. Like
It's incredible, isn't it? Yeah.
But the main point, I think, is with all of the symbolism, because there's a lot.
Yeah.
Although they seem to be quite random. You've got the lights, you've got the cricket, you've got a line, you've got a lady, you've got stabbing. They actually all align because every single thing we talked about had all of these things: uncertainty, avoidance, fear, obstacles, lack of control, vulnerability, and betrayal. So
Yeah.
this was an intense dream, I think, for Michaela for lots of reasons, but I think there's some shit out there that's really affecting her, and
You're going
I
to get through
hope
it. You just got to address it. You just got to address it
just
and weed
face
out the
it,
bad
babe.
stuff.
Just face it, and
It's the hardest thing to do.
Good luck.
Yes.
Thank
Let us
you,
know
Michaela.
how it ends up,
Yes,
Michaela.
yes.
Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
With that one.
I'm scared, Mindy. Last week, your question of the week, that has been on my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. That was a tough one. Let's see here. Ooh, okay. Here's a good one. Not as heavy as last week.
Okay, all right.
Okay. But I'm very curious on what your answer is.
Oh no.
Would you rather have a world famous stylist or a Michelin star chef all of your life?
Stylist.
I knew that.
Stylist.
I figured that for
That
you
was
100%.
the easiest one for me.
Really?
I like me a Gordon Ramsay meal. I do. I've been lucky enough to eat at 2 of his restaurants.
Nice.
But a stylist? Yeah.
You like every day your outfit's picked out for you.
Yes.
Like that would be your dream.
And is it like full glam? Like do you get hair and everything? It doesn't matter.
Well, sure.
I'm still taking
Brooke's,
it.
You make your rules. That's fine. I make my rules.
Well,
you make your rules.
I already said yes. I'm just adding to it. So
Right.
what would you do? I know you're big into cooking. You and your
1,000% chef.
I knew it.
My own chef. I hate coming up with what's for dinner every night. I just want someone to put food in front of me that's like well balanced and delicious.
I
and
guess
I can
that
just
would
eat.
be a plus. Like you would be eating healthy, but delicious.
And every meal, I'm saying I want breakfast, lunch, and dinner plus snacks.
Plus snacks.
Yeah,
You know
just put
what,
a little charcuterie board out there for my, afternoon snack
Like
grazing.
you come down from your shower and there's just a nice little charcuterie
Yes,
waiting for
that's what I
you.
want. That's what I want. 100%, 1,000% chef.
Okay, well that. Yeah, I still gotta stick
I'm
with
fine with
stylist.
wearing sweat.
Only because I've never had anything like that. Unless you count Stitch Fix as a stylist.
Well, they say you have your own personal one, so I guess you do.
Oh, that was a good one, Mindy. I liked it. You guys, if you want to join the conversation and answer this question, join our Facebook group. You just have to search for REMelations Besties and tell us what you think. Do you want to be styled or fed like a king, queen, or other? I don't care.
We want to know, though. You can't go wrong with either one, but
No. This is one of
good
those
options.
questions where you're good either way.
Yep. Agreed. Okay. Well, to kick off.
Let's kick it.
Okay. To kick off catnaps, I've got Matthew, and he's from San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
And he starts with, "This is an embarrassing one."
Love it already.
Okay, what do we got to say here, Matthew? "So I have this secret hobby for animatronics that not a lot of people know about.
Mm-hmm.
I feel scared to tell people because they may think I'm childish and whatnot.
No.
But this is one of my biggest interests."
Good for you. You do
Yes.
you.
Absolutely. What do you think Walt Disney World is half made up of? Like,
hello.
hello? Imagineer?
The world is full of animatronics. You are not alone, sir.
This dream was one of those dreams that I really wish was real. In the 80s, there was a pizza place called Showbiz Pizza
Do you remember?
and was later converted to Chuck E. Cheese.
Do you remember Showbiz though?
Oh, I do. Yes, I do.
Better than Chuck E. Cheese. It had the we didn't have one. There was one in Cedar Rapids, and my aunt and uncle lived there, so we'd go to Showbiz Pizza. And I just remember because the keyboard
I didn't know
player
this was going to make you so excited.
Oh my God.
You're right there with Matthew about animatronics.
I did not think anyone remembered Showbiz Pizza.
Yeah.
Because Chuck E. Cheese is still around, but Showbiz Pizza. Okay, the keyboard player was this huge gorilla. He was the best. And I just love Showbiz Pizza. That just made my day. Thank you, Matthew.
See, there's more than one fan of animatronics. Nothing to be ashamed of. We have a Chuck E. Cheese near us. And when we were dating, we took all 6 kids to Chuck E. Cheese because they're much younger.
Oh, my God.
It was crazy. It was insane, and I still have nightmares.
That's a lot of kids to take. That's like
Yeah.
having a whole birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, we've done that in the past too. Yep, we have done both of those. So, yep.
That's a lot.
Do you know what the E stands for, Brooke?
Is there really something?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Chuck E. Cheese. What is it? Entertainment?
You got it. Chuck
Shut up,
Entertainment Cheese. Ding, ding, ding. You got it right.
Wow. That was totally a guess.
Good guess.
Thank you.
Okay. Going back to Matthew's dream, he says...
Oh, wait. We still have a dream. We haven't even gotten
Yeah, we're just talking about Chuck E. Cheese. We have off-railed this. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
They do sell beer, though, so that does help.
Maybe
take the edge
let's
off.
go to Chuck E. Cheese next time I visit you. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us? Okay.
It won't be creepy.
Well,
Promise.
two 40-something-year-old women just eating pizza, watching
Going through the
animatronic
tunnels.
shows. I don't know if I'll fit anymore.
Oh, God.
they-
You'll be fine.
They kind of smell like pee.
Okay. Well, maybe
Moving on.
let's not go to Chuck E. Cheese.
In the animatronic community, everyone is always trying to get their hands on vintage Showbiz pizza animatronics and fix them up and stuff. Well,
God bless.
I had a dream where I was moving into a new house with my family, and I'm not sure how I got there, but in my room was a show stage full of Showbiz pizza characters without cosmetics. And he put costumes. Without costumes.
Okay. Ooh, they're naked.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Naked. No, see, you took it in a different direction. Naked.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm sure like the gorilla or whatever would still have the hair underneath, Brooke. It's not like
Maybe not.
Maybe it's just like
You don't know. Maybe
The
they
wires?
didn't build it all the way up. They just built the parts that show.
maybe. I can't remember if I bought everything in the dream or not, but I was worried that my dad was going to be mad. I started gathering up money to fix these guys up, replacing cylinders and making cosmetics. One night when I had some of the characters fixed all up, I realized that the show stage was all original and I had the computers to run the show.
This is amazing. Amazing.
Could you imagine, like, we have this big secret in your bedroom? Like, I don't know how you hide it, but...
No. And then, like, when you finally realize you can get it to work and you're like...
Plug it in. My family all gathered around saying how they remembered the old pizza place, and I played the show for them. Good for you to get over your fear of your family finding out.
Yes.
I remember playing multiple shows, and I was just so happy that it was all mine. And then I woke up.
Oh,
Because, that's just what had to happen when I had such an amazing dream.
of course. Of course.
But it all felt so real. Could this be my subconscious just telling me what I really want in life? An animatronic show? Or is there a deeper meaning?
No, Ben.
Nope.
You want Showbiz pizza.
You want Showbiz
That is
pizza.
it. And I want you to write us back and let us know if you have gotten any of those vintage
Please.
pieces and send us a picture, especially if it's the gorilla.
And we will come to watch the show in your bedroom
Mhm.
if you're
Where
not
is he
creepy.
from?
San Antonio.
Yeah,
let's go.
We
We're
go
going.
to the Alamo Riverwalk.
Maybe you
I'm
can
down.
have the Showbiz Pizza tell the story of the Alamo.
Oh,
And it could be educational
Can you put
and fun.
Showbiz pizza in the Alamo,
We
and that
figured it
could
out.
be like the new tourist attraction?
I'm in. Let's learn about history.
How much does it cost? I'm in.
That's how you fund your project. We figured it out, Matt.
Oh my God, that made my day, Showbiz Pizza. Thank you, Matthew. All right. I've got Mitch from Indianapolis.
All right, Mitch. Don't hear that name often. I like Mitch.
No, not anymore, really. Well,
No,
Mitchell
I've never
Mitch.
met a Mitch.
there was one on Modern Family.
That's true. But I've never met him, and he's not real.
Yeah, he's not real. I get it. I just stopped smoking weed for the first time in 7 years. It's been 2 weeks, and the dreams have been crazy.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
I've heard that.
Can imagine that's a big change. I'm back in middle school and we're having an emergency evacuation to the roof.
Okay, what reason?
That's where you go when there's an
Let's see.
emergency. Not
Fire?
out.
Roof? Tornado? Roof?
No, neither
Earthquake
one's the
roof?
right choice.
No,
Nope.
I don't think there's any reason to go on the roof.
Tsunami.
Oh,
wanna
you
get up there.
figured it out, Brooke. You figured
Those
it out.
Indianapolis tsunamis are horrific.
Crazy.
The school is a tall brick building with many flights of stairs. I'm talking with some friends and my middle school girlfriend, many of which I
Ooh.
haven't seen in at least 5 years. We get to the top and the roof is effectively caving in.
No.
But up there is a guy in a striped suit with a ball and chain on his ankle.
An old-timey prisoner on your roof of your school?
Well, a fugitive prisoner, listen to this, named Mr. Paper Plane.
Wait, Mr. Paper Plane. What are
The
you...
fugitive.
Paper
The
Plane.
fugitive
What
Mr. Paper Plane.
What are you in for?
Throwing paper planes.
And they gave you that ball and chain for such a small crime?
He maybe it hit someone in the eye.
Oh,
You know?
manslaughter.
Manslaughter. Yeah. Manslaughter will get you that ball and chain. He starts talking to me about all his anger. Oh, maybe Mr. Paper Plane was an angry fella. But I can't remember what he said. Then suddenly the fire department arrives to save him and he jumps off the roof.
Oh,
I
you
tried
go a
to-
lot faster when you have that ball and chain
Oh,
strapped to you.
but that's
Could you imagine?
That's gonna take care of business a lot faster. I try to get to him before he jumps, but I get stuck on a platform as the rest of the roof caves in shortly after.
Oh, no.
The fire department ignores me until I beg for help, and they annoyingly hand me a ladder and say, "Get to a safe place." Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for your help. After all this happens, school is out. Oh, you don't say. The roof
You didn't have to
collapses
finish
and
the day?
they're like, school's over for the day.
They're like, no, you need to proceed to 8th period.
And I make my way back to the bottom floor using the stairs. I get to the bottom with my two old friends, and instead of buses, there is a small canal with crazy looking sailboats.
Oh.
And the architecture around us
Paper
looks...
paper boats?
Paper boats! Mr. Paper Boat is there too.
He's like the gondolier.
It
He
says-
also
it
has a
says-
ball and chain. It's
it
the
says
anchor.
It looks much like a glorified Venice, Italy.
I don't trust those paper boats.
No, not even if they're sealed with whatever
Wax.
wax or whatever.
Laminated.
It's supposed to be. Laminated. So I tell my friends to wait as I go talk to the other people that I haven't seen in a very long time. Mitch just wants to catch up with everybody. After
got
the
time.
roof collapses and Mr. Paper Plane jumps off and the gondolas are there.
Still
he
gotta
just wants to-
socialize.
He just wants to social a little bit. As I finish, they sail away. Everyone was gone, and I'm stuck having to sail away myself. Well, you should have just gone with everybody else. I'm sorry. You kind of did that to yourself.
You kind of did.
That's it, Mitch. Mr.
Interesting
Paper
one.
Plane, Mr. Paper Boat.
Loved it. All right. Next, I got Lily, and she's from Santa Cruz.
Okay.
So this morning, I had a dream where I opened a cabinet, and there was a yellow butterfly that had just emerged from its cocoon, and its
Aw.
wings were still wet.
Oh, brand new.
I then reached out to it, and it crawled into my hand, where I put it in the sunlight, and its wings turned pink and blue as they dried rather quickly.
Gorgeous.
It flew and landed on my shoulder. Then a friend's mom ushered us into another room, and as we walked, the butterfly's wings began tearing and disintegrating while I was telling them to stop moving me. By the time I got to the next room, there was only a tiny bit of one wing left.
No, I don't like
I don't
it.
remember if the butterfly was still alive or not because then I woke up.
Oh, boo, Lily,
Oh,
boo.
That's an interesting. Like,
That's sad.
I know it started off so beautifully, and like
Yeah.
butterflies and dreams are such a wonderful symbol.
And then it went downhill so quickly. So quickly. All right. This is Anastasia. I love it. She's from Tampa.
Okay.
She should live somewhere fancier, I feel like.
Think of the
Anastasia.
fanciest United
She
States
should be.
state.
Well,
There's not
I don't know. Maybe she should live in like Connecticut.
Okay. Because that sounds exotic.
It's not
Anastasia
exotic, but
from
there are some wealthy people. She sounds wealthy.
Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, the Hamptons, perhaps?
The Hamptons?
Today I had a dream in which I went to North Korea for a conference and
Oh,
saw
no.
Kim Jong-un.
Nope.
Ah, no thanks.
What line of work are you in?
Yeah, I would say I don't want to take that
International
trip.
relations?
Send someone else. And I don't think many people are going to North Korea, to tell you the truth. But
And I don't think very many women are accepted in
I think only
government.
Dennis
in North
Rodman's
Korea.
accepted in North
Pretty
Korea.
much.
That's it.
Nope, and I'm not even hashtagging that.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, should we?
I don't know. Should we? He's crazy enough to have some crazy dreams.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah, let's.
Brooke says we're
watch,
doing it.
Watch. He said he'll be the first. He'll be the first one to respond.
Right? Wouldn't that be crazy? Well, let's do it. Hashtag
what
does Dennis Rodman dream? I have a lot of
God.
questions. I have a lot of
questions.
I do.
I want to know about the wedding dress and the tattoos
Number one.
and the piercings and Carmen Electra and just so many questions.
North Korea. Why are you befriending a dictator? Yeah. Want to know those questions. Lots of questions. Lots of. But I wonder if I could see him being a very vivid dreamer, or
I think
the opposite.
so. I don't know. I feel like he's got a lot of creative energy.
Yeah, I'd say more than most.
More than most, yep.
Okay.
But Anastasia says there are a lot of hot people from different countries. Oh, so there's lots of people there. And suddenly, we are all standing in a queue, and a hot white guy with green eyes and brunette hair kissed me.
Is it Mark? He better not be kissing people in.
He better not be in North Korea without telling you either.
He is gone for the next couple of days. I hope that's not where he went.
Mindy, you better check
his
phone. Do you have Find My Phone? If he's heading towards North Korea, you better tell him to turn around. So she said, it was hot. Nice. Then he said, I wanted to make my girlfriend jealous. That's why I kissed you.
Oh.
Rude.
Well, that's not nice.
No. And then suddenly, I'm in a different place. And now I'm sitting in the conference room with a lot of food. And another hot guy comes up to ask me how this one dish tastes.
You want to taste it on me?
Off my lips. And then I woke up. Mindy, you dirty bird. You and Anastasia. Are you Anastasia?
That's my stage name. Yeah. Oh.
Ew. He just walks up and then
licks
your lips. Licks them.
That's sexy.
Not a kiss. Well, not a stranger, I don't think.
If he's super hot.
Oh, okay.
Super
but that's
hot.
kind of a weird way to approach someone.
It would
How's
be...
that meatball?
How's that hot dog? Let me lick your gut. He just sticks his tongue down your throat.
Yummy. You can have it. I'm over this hot dog.
Bestie, before I read this dream from Logan, just a little trigger warning for animal harm, animal death. And if you don't like it, just fast forward to the next dream. You can always check our show notes to see our content warnings.
Thank you, Mindy.
But you have to listen to it. Sorry.
It's okay.
This is Logan from Burbank. About a year and a half ago, I had a dream. In the dream, I was kind of following myself around, observing myself like I was watching a movie. It's that third-person perspective.
That's how my dreams usually... No. Yeah.
Sometimes. I never dream that way.
Really?
Never.
Fascinating.
I'm walking through a zoo. It's a little old and run down, but they have every animal imaginable. From rabbits and guinea pigs to gators and spiders and dolphins.
Oh, heaven.
And you know when you go to the zoo to see those rabbits?
Mindy, don't make fun of this zoo. Maybe someone's never seen a rabbit before.
Well, are rabbits not indigenous to other continents, perhaps? Maybe they would have.
Yeah, but you know, we grew up like in the Midwest and rabbits would jump through the yards. Maybe there aren't so many rabbits elsewhere.
True. It was quite the zoo. And while it did look run down, I was vaguely under the impression that you could buy some of these animals, and the zookeeper and other staff were very friendly about it.
No,
but they also seemed a little off.
I don't think you should be able to buy the animals from the zoo.
I'll take
this isn't window shopping.
I'll take one dolphin and one rabbit.
And a polar bear.
I would take a penguin. What would you buy? Question: if you were allowed to buy any animal at the zoo, assuming that you could feed it and take care of it and away at home, what would you buy?
Polar bear.
Polar bears. They are cute.
Or a tiger.
Wow.
Or a king
Impressive.
cobra.
Okay, I'm out on that one. I would think penguins. I love watching penguins. They're like my favorite thing.
Cute.
Favorite thing.
But I love dolphins too and otters. Oh, I can't choose.
Brooke would run out of money at this.
She's like,
how much
I need
credit
to go to
line
the
do I
bank
have?
and get a loan. I'll tell them it's a small business loan, but I'm really just buying polar bears and dolphins.
So the workers were friendly, but they also seemed a little off. They would be friendly, but almost gave you an uneasy feeling. Like they would fly off the handle at any moment. I held the animals and walked around the place for a while in the dream. Again, this dream was about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Then, last night, I dreamt I was in the same zoo.
Oh.
But it was empty. No staff. Completely run down. There were some dead animals.
Oh.
Sorry.
Mindy, the butterfly, and now this?
I didn't mean to have that kind of episode for you. I'm sorry. There were some dead animals still in their cages or otherwise just missing. There were dried skeletal carcasses in the cages and outside the cages, including animals floating in tanks. It was a strange... Your face, I'm sorry. Your face. Bestie joined the sleepover squad to see Brooke. I think she's going to start crying. It was so strange and unsettling, and while the original dream I found strange, dreaming of the same place over a year and a half later with all the animals being dead felt even stranger.
What happened in her life?
Not good.
Big
Something,
changes. Big.
I would say. Something that's on its way out, completely over. Wow. Yeah.
That was a sad one.
Logan, thank you for sharing.
Miss Hannah from Omaha. I had a dream. Mindy, you're going to like this one. This one's for you.
Okay.
I had a dream this disgusting, glowing worm creature was crawling around on my ceiling and bleeding on my bed.
Why would you say this is for me? This sounds disgusting.
Yeah, because it's disgusting.
Rude.
I know you don't like that kind of stuff.
No, there's not enough bleach for my sheets.
No.
To get rid of that.
Its midsection emitted a constant greenish yellow glow, but only its midsection. Everywhere it crawled, it left behind slime. As it was bleeding from its mouth and leaking onto my bed.
Stop it.
Some of the
Call
drops,
the exterminator.
Some of the drops exploded into a fine red mist mid-fall.
Oh, no.
I grabbed the worm with a paper towel, and it was disturbingly strong and rigid.
Wait, how big are you picturing this worm? Because I'm picturing like a bed-size worm, like not a tiny thing.
No, I'm not picturing like bed size, but not tiny. Like maybe like 6 inches.
Oh,
but
I'm seeing like a 4-foot long, girthy worm.
Girthy. It could be girthy. It's got the girth of a great white. I grabbed the worm with a paper towel, and it was disturbingly strong and rigid. I tossed it to the side, and a black dog came along and ate it. And then I woke up.
Ooh, you know how we feel about black dogs in dreams, though.
Yes, black dogs are big symbol and very
Not good
powerful
symbols.
in dreams.
Not
yes,
good symbols. Well,
yes,
I don't think the blood dripping in is neither a good symbol.
No, I don't
either.
think anything about that is a really good symbolically. But
Do you remember glowworms?
I was just gonna say, do you remember glowworms? Do
A
I
toy
have
of
a
the
glowworm story for you?
Do
but why
you?
don't you explain to our bestie what
Okay.
a glowworm was?
So, children of the 80s and 90s may remember this toy. It was a bedtime kind of cuddly toy that you would, sleep with. It was like a cute little worm. Mine had like a little nightcap on its head, like a little sleepy nightcap.
Yeah, they were all different, like My Little Ponies, right?
Yeah,
they all
pajamas
were a little different, but
on.
they lit up.
And their faces, when you squeezed them, would light up like like a lightning bug, like a orangey, a greeny, yellowy,
like
light up color.
Glowing, like
glowworm. Yeah, so that's what it reminded me of. But what's your glowworm? Not everyone has a glowworm story, Brooke, so I'm dying to know.
So when I was a kid, I had some glowworms, and my mom and I went to visit my family in Arizona for like 2 weeks in the summer.
Uh-huh.
And I brought a couple glowworms with me.
Of course. How else are you going to sleep?
You can't. And we had just gotten there, I think. I don't think they couldn't have been unpacked, because hence the story wouldn't have happened. So my mom comes out into the living room where I was, and she was like, you need to go clean up that room because you threw everything out of the suitcase. And I was like, I did. And I never got in trouble as a kid. So, and I
No.
nedo did anything bad either.
Your mom spent hours packing for this trip. You
Right,
know
and
that.
so I
And
was
she
like,
was pissed.
I just kept going. I didn't do anything. And so she brings me in there, and there's clothes everywhere, blah, 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 everywhere. Here comes their little terrier with a glowworm in
What?
its mouth.
No. That's
Freaking dog had gone into the suitcase and torn it all up and got the glowworm and is walking around with it
well,
in
that
its
would be
mouth.
terrifying as a child as well, because now you're like your little lubbies being
My
eaten
lovey's
by
in
a
but
dog.
a tiny little white terrier.
Glowworm was probably bigger than the dog,
Maybe, but
and it was
still
bleeding.
remember-
It was bleeding on the ceiling.
bleeding and red mist.
Oh no!
Yeah. So my mom apologized at least. We knew it was Terry that did it, not me or Terrence.
Terrence the terrier.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
Terrence the terrier. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, well, Bestie, I think that wraps up our cat naps for today.
Yes.
On a good note. If you had a glowworm, we want to know about it. But we also want you to tell your best friend about the show. Tell your best friend that you remember going to sleep over and you had glowworms together.
Mm-hmm.
That your old bestie. Tell that friend.
Yep.
Tell that person who loves the taste of Chuck E. Cheese pizza, because you know someone does out there.
Yeah.
Tell them about the podcast.
Chuck Entertainment Cheese.
Or you can tell that stranger that wants just a hot look and come over and lick your lips for you. Just tell the hot stranger about the podcast. It's a good way to start a conversation.
That's probably the best person
Yeah.
to tell, or at least
Yeah.
the most fun person you could tell.
That might be a better way to kick off a relationship than unconsensual licking.
Maybe not. Who
Maybe,
knows?
maybe not.
They would break the ice, that's for sure.
Just tell one person, Bestie. That's how we grow. That's how we keep doing this every week. So just tell someone about the show.
Yay.
All right, Bessie. If you remember last week, I was sharing the lore of Lake Lenore. The lore of Lake Lenore. That's not right.
I
Or
love
Lake
it.
Rainier.
Lake Rainier.
Linear.
The
Okay.
fear at Lake Lanier.
Ooh, Bessie. If you remember last week, I promised a part 2 about the lore of Lake Lanier. So just to recap a little bit, because it's been a week, I was talking about how Lake Lanier was built in the 1950s. It is a man-made reservoir lake that is up to like 156 deep. A lot of history about people who were displaced living there, which can bring some bad energy to this area. When they created the lake, they created the Buford Dam, and that stopped up the Chattahoochee River. When it was filled, the town of Oscarville and surrounding areas were put underwater. So displacing 250 families, 15 businesses, and 20 cemeteries.
A lot
Okay.
of dark, sad history there.
Let's talk about the cemeteries a little bit. Corps of Engineers claim to have relocated these cemeteries, but knowing that there was probably about 300 undocumented soldier grave sites, I'm guessing we didn't get them all. I'm guessing we didn't.
I think they fibbed a little bit.
I think they might have. It's like one of those things when you ask your kid if they've cleaned their room and they're like, yep. And then you look under the bed and that's where they
Nope.
put everything. Kind of feel
You're like,
like
how
it's the
did you
same.
get it cleaned so quickly?
Why didn't the garbage bag even come out of your room? It's amazing. I know all the tricks. I feel it's kind of what happened here.
Yeah.
It was proven true, though, because there's this diver. His name is Phil Torres, and he was on an episode of Expedition X where he performed a dive on the submerged cemeteries and found tombstones that had not been disturbed, and even
nice.
mementos left by loved ones,
Oh, no.
suggesting the government did not even relocate the known graves.
Mm.
Now, since the lake opened, 700 drownings have taken place.
That's a lot.
700 drownings.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Now, it seems like a lot, and granted, a lot of people will say that it's a big lake, so you're going to experience a greater number of drownings in a larger body of water.
Okay.
But let's compare it to a nearby lake, Lake Altoona. That lake has 7 million visitors a year and has 1/3 the deaths. So what is it about this lake, Brooke, if we're trying to figure it out?
Oof.
Of those drownings, there's 27 bodies that have remained unaccounted for.
Oh.
Unlike regular lakes, this lake can't be dredged to find victims.
Why? Is it too deep?
Not only is it too deep, but even in the places that aren't as deep, the 30-foot or 10 foot of water, there's things under the ground. They didn't remove everything. So dredging it is practically impossible because of all the crap that they left there when it flooded.
They were lazy. They just opened that floodgate and
It's
whatever
fine.
was in its path, towns, people, cemeteries.
Racetracks we talked about.
Racetracks. Just,
Oh,
let's just flood it.
Yeah. The one local diver, his name is Buck Buchanan. It's a cool name. Buck
I like
Buchanan.
Bucky.
Bucky fame. Speaking of which, I did go to Bucky's, which I'll tell you about later.
Oh.
So Buck Buchanan famously said about diving in this lake, you reach out into the darkness and you feel an arm or a leg and it doesn't move. That's creepy.
To say the least, Buck. I'm sorry, that's a very casual way of putting it.
Yeah, but if you've dove in that lake and it just becomes common that you're run across a body, I mean, it's kind of a nonchalant way of looking at it, but...
Or is it not a body?
Maybe it's just a body part.
Or something else.
Or something else. I want to remind you again that 27 unaccounted bodies, and this is still used for drinking water.
Not to mention all the graves and everything else.
Yeah. Now, there's many incidences reported at this lake, and I'm going to go through a few of them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tell some stories, some specific stories about some of these encounters. So there's some strange phenomenon going to occur here. Boats spontaneously going up in flame, freak accidents, missing persons, inexplicable tragedies, strong swimmers that never return, bodies recovered miles away from where they go missing, and people who survive the drownings claim that they felt pulled under by unseen entities and then they felt their chests being squeezed.
Mindy, I told you not to go there. You're a bad girl.
All right, and I'm going to give my personal experience, but not quite yet, Bestie. I'm going to save my personal experience for the end. Okay. So going back into history here, one of the most common reports that people claim to see is a shadowy robed figure sitting on a raft, inching himself across the water with a long pole while holding up a lantern to see.
Oh.
How do you feel about this guy?
I love wearing my robe to the lake.
It is cozy.
That's always what I wear.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I think he's probably not a great guy.
What, the shadowy figure part give it away?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. The other most common sighting is the Lady of the Lake.
Ooh.
Or the Lady in Blue. So 2 years after the lake opened, 1958, two young girls in their early 20s named Dahlia Mae Parker Young and Susie Roberts were at a dance in town, but decided to leave early. On their way home, they stopped for gas. Being young, 20s, and possibly a little intoxicated, they thought it'd be funny to leave without paying for the gas. Not cool. Not cool. But when you're 20s, you do some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Trying to speed out of there as quickly as possible and headed to a roadhouse in Dawsonville down the way. They were driving across Lake Lanier Bridge when the driver lost control of their car. And from that bridge, the car crashed to the water below. At least that's what the authorities assumed happened because there were some skid marks on the bridge. But the bodies were never found. At least not right away. A year later, a fisherman came across a floating body near the bridge that could not be identified. The body was female, but was missing 2 toes, both eyes, and hands at the wrists.
What?
In 1958, Brooke, there was no good way of identifying this body, but locals knew it to be probably one of the 2 girls that went missing.
Yeah. But after a year in the water, there's still that much left?
You still have 8 toes?
Yeah.
Eyes?
It's just the eyes and the hands, like,
And 2 toes.
and toes. That's weird. I'm sorry. It should be bones by then.
You'd think. Yeah, I don't know.
You can't be in the water that long.
Since 1959, people claim to see Dahlia, the one who was supposedly found, still in her blue dress wandering the bridge at night with handless arms, waiting to drag visitors to the lake's bottom, signaling perhaps something more.
Dahlia, girl, you're the one that stole the gas. What's your beef with people?
I'll tell you what I think about this in a second, though. But in 1990, the bridge pylons were being repaired. Construction workers discovered the 1950s Ford sedan at the bottom of the lake, 30 feet down, submerged in the mud with more remains.
Oh, boy.
Later determined through dental records to be Susie's body. 32 years later.
They didn't even find the car for 32 years?
Yep.
I thought it was just the bodies.
Nope, the car was missing for that long. And so and I feel that the lady of the lake, the Dahlia, sitting there signaling down, was her trying to point people towards her friend.
Oh, please find
I mean, that's my
friend.
personal opinion. Yeah, like,
Okay.
why are you haunting? I mean, she had the unfinished business of not only being not identified by herself, because she can't rest until she's identified,
Right.
but also putting people down to where her friend was still
How did
in
they
the
know
car.
she was Dahlia and not the other one?
I think it was remnants of the dress.
Oh,
So I think she was seen earlier that night wearing a blue dress.
like blue dress. I got it.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts?
I agree with you now. I think it probably is not a malevolent thing that she was the only way she could
Yeah.
is
Just trying to signal.
that way. And it's like, I'm sorry to bring up sharks, but it is Shark Week.
Oh,
or what
yes.
it
I'm so
was- or
sorry
it
for
was-
interrupting your Shark Week.
It was Shark Week.
Okay.
It was Shark Week recently. And, it's like when a shark wants to just see what it is, it just might accidentally bump or bite. And she's not trying to kill anyone, but she's like, hey, just
Nudge,
look. And then,
nudge.
whoops.
She's like
Nudge,
winking.
nudge.
She's pointing with her 8 other toes. Like, down here, down here. Oh, okay. So that, kind of is the beginning of some bad stories about the lake. Let me tell you about the deadliest day on the lake.
Ooh. One day?
One day. It's Christmas Day, 1964.
That's not long after it was there.
About 8
Right.
years.
Yeah, but still, okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Bill Rogers and Mr. and Mrs. Johnny Brown and their 7 children.
Oh,
Let's talk
okay.
about them. They spent Christmas Day together. They opened presents. They were having a great time. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they all piled into the Browns' car to go to the orchard to pick apples.
Oh, nice.
Like fresh Christmas Day apples.
What's the weather like in Atlanta at Christmas time? Is it
It's
that?
not. It must be enough that you can pick apples.
I
Not here. You
guess.
can't.
No, they're not. They're not alive.
Nope. They're covered under
sleeping for the
snow.
winter.
So they began driving over the 2-mile bridge when the station wagon crashed down a 30-foot embankment and plunged into the lake on Christmas Day, 1964.
Oh God, that is sad.
According to some witnesses and reports, the car clipped a guardrail and hit a power pole so hard that the pole snapped in half. Some passerbys
How
and
fast was
divers,
this guy driving?
too fast for a bridge. I mean, the late Dahlia should have been out there going, slow down, slow down. She's like holding a construction sign. Like,
She had an orange vest on instead of over her blue dress.
some passerbys and divers from the fire department jumped into the cold water to help, but not only was it cold, but the visibility was nearly zero.
Ugh.
2 adults and 5 children drowned. Mr. and Mrs. Johnny Brown died in the accident, as well as their 3 children of their 4. Mr. and Mrs. Billy Rogers survived but lost their 2 children.
Oh my God.
It was later.
So like 2 adults and 1 kid lived? Is that what happened? Okay.
Out of the 9. I don't know how you fit 9. I mean, it's a station wagon. It was pile in, seatbelts aren't needed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good.
No.
But no, I mean, to have one child survive from one family and just the parents of the other, I'm like, heart-wrenching.
Yes, that's terrible.
Later it was found that Johnny had been drinking that day, so folks, don't drink and drive. Don't pile 9 people into a station wagon. Don't do it. It's not good. But yeah, tragic. 7 people.
Oh, could you imagine the survivor's guilt too for those parents and the 1 kid even? Oh my God.
So bad.
And on Christmas.
I know. Worst day. Well, the tragedies of the lake don't just apply to everyday normal people. You may have heard about this. This happened in 2012. I'm skipping ahead a little bit here.
Okay.
11-year-old Kyle Glover, the stepson of Usher's former wife, Tamika Foster, was fatally killed.
Oh.
So Usher's stepson. Kyle was fatally struck by a jet ski while floating on an inner tube in 2012.
That shit scares me. Especially since I snorkel. Like, I'm always afraid that a boat's not going to see me. Or even a jet ski even, you know?
No.
Like,
and it's such a big lake and there's so much under the water that you really have to navigate around. And then having the jet skis and the power boats and the pontoons and people are skiing and swimming. It's a dangerous place from what I hear, especially on the weekends.
Obviously, 700 people have died there.
Another person that I want to talk about is the Greenville College basketball player, Dorian Pinson.
Okay.
This was recent. I think this was 2012 as well. What had happened is he and 2 others were boating. They were just jumping off the pontoon, which is fun. I mean, that's what you should be able to do and relax on a lake and jump off the pontoon.
Yes. Nothing wrong with that.
But as they all were jumping in, the high winds blew the boat away.
Shit.
2 of them were rescued. Dorian never resurfaced after jumping in.
Oh. Like, not even to do with the boat drifting away. He just jumped in and never resurfaced.
That's what I read. Yeah. I understand that, I mean, it can get windy, but to the fact that it got so windy, 3 of them, well, 2 of them that resurfaced couldn't even catch up to it.
Right.
It seems it seems eerie to me.
And very quickly it happened.
Yes. Yeah, it's not like you jump in and you don't turn around. Like, normally you turn around and find where your boat is when you jump in the lake.
And do pontoons not have anchors?
They do. But
wow.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Now, not to say these accidents are all paranormal or based on other things. I mean, there are dumb, inebriated people on this lake.
Of course.
Especially in the summer months. In 2012, about an hour before midnight, there was a fishing boat that had crashed into a pontoon boat, basically head-on, killing 2 boys. Rescuers found the body of 9-year-old Jacob Prince quickly, but the deep water and timber at the bottom of the lake complicated the search for his 13-year-old brother, Griffin Prince.
God, 2012 wasn't a good year for Lake Lanier.
Jacob's mother and 2 other children sustained injuries. The fisherman, Paul Bennett, was charged with boating under the influence, reckless conduct, and failing to offer help after the incident.
Was it a hit and run? Like a boat hit and run?
I'm guessing. A boat and run?
A boat and run?
I don't like it. More recently, in 2023, a 10-year-old girl broke her leg and had to be flown to a local hospital after 2 boats collided on the lake.
Ooh. Is that alcohol or inebriation of some sort?
There are also a surprising number of fires, like I had mentioned. On Mother's Day in 2021, the Coleman family couldn't start up their boat after refueling. The engine wouldn't turn over, said Father Steve Coleman. We've never had a problem with it before. I tried one more time, and just bam. Coleman's teen son Gunnar and his daughter Taylor had received extensive burns that required to be airlifted to the hospital. And Taylor underwent at least three surgeries in her months-long recovery.
God.
Never had a
Burns
problem,
are-
but
Yeah.
another boat fire took place just 2 months later, on July 3rd, with 2 adults and 2 children on board. Both the adults suffered severe burns that required medical attention. So there were 5 different occurring boat fires between May of 2021 and July of 2022.
That's crazy.
Even Lake Lanier's Sunrise Cove Marina on July 11th, 2022 had a fire and destroyed 3 boats. According to officials, they never found an immediate cause. Just could not be explained.
Wow. That is odd.
Yeah. Electrocution's also another concern at Lake Lanier. On July 29th, 2023, a 24-year-old man named Thomas Milner got electrocuted after jumping off his family's dock into the lake.
What happened?
A family friend tried to use a ladder to assist Milner out of the water, but it was unsuccessful. Neighbors approached in their boat. One person jumped in the water to help. That person immediately felt a burning sensation. As they recognized it was electrical shock, they swam to shore, turned off a power box, and returned Milner from the water. Thomas made it out alive, but succumbed to his injuries at the hospital in the next couple of days.
That's scary that somebody risked their life to save him
Yes.
too, and felt the charge as well. Like, ooh.
No, you don't think a lake's gonna be electrically charged.
No,
No.
that's not something you think of.
I know you haven't seen this, but in Ozark, there is a very specific scene where the same scenario happens. And that was probably about the time that this episode
That's crazy that
came out.
it was like probably filmed before it happened.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Wow. And then I just want to wrap up with talking about the two incidents that's happened. The 2 incidences. The 2 incidents that occurred so far this year. So far this year, we've had 2 issues.
Oh.
One being May 29th, when a 74-year-old man fishing with his wife sat down on a chair that had become unbolted, and he fell overboard, never resurfacing.
What is happening with these people not resurfacing?
See, that I know. It's not that the fact that
It's not like they're hitting something like
No.
because other people would have jumped off. Like the basketball player, like everyone else jumped off the boat too, and they didn't hit anything. So it's not like he hit something and drowned. He just never resurfaced.
And even if you do go unconscious, you usually tend to float. And so I don't know what's going on.
No.
So that's a little creepy. And then also just most recently, June 26, 2024, a Gainesville man drowned in Lake Lanier, according to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. Officials said Jim Hansard, 76, was last seen around lunchtime at his dock near the Kenneth Bridge Park. A friend became concerned after spotting Hansard's golf cart still at the dock and noticed only a shoe floating in the water nearby.
Oh no.
2
These
this
poor
year.
guys, they're
2
like
this year.
retired,
I know.
just hanging out, fishing, or sitting on your dock, and
Something is up.
Ugh.
Something's up. So, and just to talk again about it recently, in 2023, there were 13 deaths associated with the lake. Right now, we're up to 2 for 2024. Not up to, not like it's a goal. We want the number low. It's like a golf thing. The lower the number, the better you do.
Please. We want, what is it called, birdies?
Birdies. We want birdies of death. But I did look up the statistics over the recent 4th of July weekend at the lake, and there was no major incidences of drowning, but there were 14 tickets issued for BUIs. Boating under the influence. Just to finish here, some people say they hear church bells ringing when they're submerged underwater. Perhaps it's haunted. Perhaps it's just an unjust past. But either way, there's something going on at that lake. There's something going on. It's not good.
And
it's not safe.
Just a reminder, besties, Mindy was just there because I don't know if you mentioned at the beginning of this one. You said it last week. But she was in Georgia, and I told her not to go to Lake Lanier.
You were very stern with me not to
go. And
I did.
She did. And Mindy said, something happened, and I've been dying to know what this is, and she won't tell me.
Okay, so here's what happened. We were down. This kind of leads to my chit chat anyway, so I'll get into it. We went down to Georgia for my youngest son's baseball tournament. It was a crazy week. We didn't get there at the beginning of the tournament. We got there like a day into it. We had a wedding we were shooting, so the night before. So we shot a wedding. I'm gonna tease. This is gonna be a long lead up to this.
You
so
are
just
killing me.
So
you are absolutely killing me.
We shot a wedding. We left the wedding about 9:30 at night. After we 10 o'clock maybe, we stopped and got some ice for our coolers. The whole car's packed. We're exhausted. A 10-hour wedding.
And
we
then
start
you're
driving.
Gonna drive.
And we're driving. Yeah,
Yes.
we're driving. Flights were so damn expensive. So,
oh, God. No, but I mean, you didn't sleep for the night and then leave really early.
No.
You just hit
Worked
the
all
road
day,
after this.
hit the road.
Yeah.
Our plan was to make it to Indianapolis, which is about 3 hours, and then sleep there. So this is the craziest thing. So this isn't got anything to do with Lake Lanier, but I'm leading up to it.
You've made me wait for so long.
So
You're like, all right.
we start our drive. I want to note it's a full moon that night. We're driving. So we were planning to get to Indianapolis. So we get past the city of Indianapolis. We stop kind of, a couple exit signs past the metro area. Because we're like, we don't want to stay in the city. We'll find something along the road. I've never had a problem in my life stopping and finding a hotel room.
Do you do this often?
Sometimes.
Just
sometimes.
pull off and find a hotel room.
Yeah. Sometimes, because you don't know how far our thing was, we didn't know how far we wanted to drive. When we got tired, stop.
I know, but you say it
And
like,
so many people do.
I've never had a problem with
I mean, I've probably done it at least 10, 20 times in my life. I mean, never
Are
had a
you
problem.
serious?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So we pull off, and there's this hotel plaza. I mean, it's probably got like 5, 6 hotels in there.
Yeah.
We walk into the first one. Do you have a room for the night? It's probably about like 12 at night, 12:30. Not crazy. Nope, sold out. We're like, okay, well, drive across the parking lot, try the Holiday Inn Express. Sold out.
What's
Drive across
going
that
on?
parking lot. Walk into that one. Sold out. So we're like, do you know if the other one here? So he's like, we're all sold out in the area. We're like, okay.
Why?
Interesting.
What's going on?
Okay. So we continue to drive. We drive maybe another half an hour, find another town to stop in, get out. Any open rooms? Sold out. We're in the middle of Indiana. There is nothing here.
Actual fuck is going on?
Walk into another spot. Sold out. So finally we asked. We're like, what's the deal? Like and Mark's also on the phone. He's calling ahead to places, so like we're saving time because we're tired at this point. We worked 10 hours. It's like midnight. Mark's calling ahead. Everywhere we're calling ahead is sold out. At the next 10 exits, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? So this is bizarre.
Crazy.
So we walk into one and we're like, is there something happening that we don't know about? And the night clerk goes, yeah, it's the Mayberry Festival. And we're like,
What?
the Mayberry Festival? Okay. She's like, like the TV show Mayberry? I'm like the 1950s TV show with Mayberry? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, and then his hotel sold out for
miles. Does that bring in 1 million
I don't know.
people to stay at hotels way outside of the metro area?
She's like, yeah, we're sold out from here all the way up to Indianapolis. And we're like, that is bizarre. Again, full moon. Things felt off from the jump.
Oh my God.
We had to drive all the way to Louisville, Kentucky before we found a hotel. We stop at 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
We are exhausted.
Then you probably have to check out by 11.
We walk in and we're like, this night clerk, we just look haggard. We're like, please tell us you have a room. He's like, yeah. He's like, just so you know, checkout's 11. And I'm like, how much? Well, we had to be up early to get to the game.
I know.
So
yeah.
We got there at 4. We slept for 3 hours and then showered and left for $180.
Mindy,
worst spent money.
You should have
I hated
just
it.
parked somewhere and slept in the car.
But our car was full of a week's worth of groceries, our camera equipment, like everything. So like we couldn't lay down the seats even.
Oh boy.
We wake up the next morning. We make it to Georgia. We make it to the baseball game, at least half of that game.
Yes.
So tired. And then we had the hottest weather in Georgia, probably like 90s,
Ugh,
95,
humid.
100 degrees, humid. It's Georgia. It's swampy, humid,
This sounds
humidness.
horrible.
I know you would hate it.
Horrible.
Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to mention that hotel that we stayed in Louisville. We woke up the next morning. It was a priest convention.
What?
There's like priests walking around our hotel, like of all denominations. There was like, you could tell it was like Catholic priests and reverends and rabbis.
Is going? It's like a joke.
It-
You walk
I really
into a
felt
hotel
punked.
at 4 a.m. There's a priest, a
A
rabbi, and Mindy.
And a pastor. It was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest thing. So we get there. Just from all the baseball and being hot and swampy, like 95 degrees every day, we want to do something fun. And I'm always about, if I'm visiting somewhere that I've never been before, I want to do something unique to that area that I can't do at home. So I thought it'd be fun to rent a boat on Lake Lanier and invite some friends from the baseball team and cruise for a while. I know, and
So-
Brooke's telling me no the whole time. So we rent a pontoon, and it's Mark and I, our youngest son, and then 2 other families came with us, and the coach, and Coach Dave hopped on.
This sounds like this could have been a story someone else told 10 years from now.
On a podcast.
In 2024, there was
A baseball
few
team.
family, a baseball team, the coach, and a few families on a boat. No. I
The
hate
boat
this.
was fine. It was really nothing. It's really nothing. I mean, we had an enjoyable time. We rented a tube. I was Captain Mindy.
Did
haven't
you
driven
get
a boat.
in the water, Mindy?
I also got in the water.
I
It was
am
funny
going
'cause
to spank your bottom the next time I see you.
I have driven a boat in my past. My ex and I had a boat.
I remember that.
It was almost really, just from a relationship standpoint, it caused me a lot of anxiety doing it again because the memories I had tied to it previously were not good ones.
Yeah.
So I'm driving the boat, and I was telling the other parents, they're like, "Oh, you know how to drive a boat?" I'm like, "Yeah," except for last time I drove a boat, I was constantly berated by my ex. And then they were all like, "Mindy, you suck! Mindy, you suck at driving a boat! You're the awfulest person!" I'm like, "Thanks. That's making me feel better." But it was,
That was-
light and funny.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was nice. They were just giving
I
crap.
mean,
and they're
I
like,
get
"You're doing
it.
a great
It's what-
job."
Yeah, They're
And so
teasing.
Yeah, and so we pulled the kids on the tube. I drove, I docked. I was like the boat captain master. But the weird thing is when we were on the lake, I was taking kind of like a video of everyone on the lake, like kind of just like a 360 on my phone. But when I got home later, I noticed this strange picture on my phone that I can't explain.
God
I'm going to send it to you
Damn
now.
it.
It's like an electronic
you
thing
know.
with me.
Okay. Thank God I have my iPad on because I turned my phone off.
I feel that if things happen around me, it's usually electrical. When I was little,
Okay.
I always felt I would walk under streetlights and they'd turn off. And I don't know if that's, however, I'm attached to energy. It's always been something electrical with me. And when you and I
Okay.
did our live show, and we did the talk,
the first live
Yeah.
show, yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I was using the spirit box,
Yep.
and you were filming it, and your phone just went dead,
Stopped working.
stopped working. In the
So
middle
for
of it.
me, the energies are always with electronics. But let me send you this picture, and you can explain
Please.
to our bestie what you're seeing or
Oh,
not
God.
seeing. First, I'm going to send you the video I took
Okay.
before this, just of everyone on the lake, and you kind of get a sense of it. Bestie, I'm going to post this on our socials and in our Facebook group if you want to check it out.
I watched the video. Mindy, good job driving.
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot my sounds down. Do I
I
need
don't think
sound?
no, you don't need sound.
Okay.
You can explain it to our besties.
Just a beautiful sunny day. Everyone's chilling. Looks lovely. Riding the boat. Mindy's driving.
And then Mark and I took a selfie, but between these two events, I get this picture.
You sent me the selfie, and that's when I was very
Yep.
mad at you.
And this picture I cannot explain.
What is it? It looks... It doesn't... It looks like it's almost underwater, like weeds but I can see the side of the boat. Right? Is that the boat?
I don't even know. I don't know what this is. This is the thing.
Oh, I
I have
thought.
no idea what this picture is. I didn't take it.
Oh,
I have no idea.
I
what this
thought
picture
you
is
were
of.
like, look at this picture and see what you can.
I don't know what
the
this is.
fuck is this?
And Bestie, almost.
And it's like, or did you? This is like a screenshot.
No, this is not a screenshot.
Because look, it has the video and stuff on the bottom.
Right.
You know, like if you had taken a screenshot of it. So it's not even like a photo. It's a.
But part of the screen is upside down and part of it's not upside down.
It doesn't even look like the water. The water from the video that you shot that we just looked at looked like a nice greeny, not like dirty, but like pretty little water. This is black.
It looks like it's almost like a misty
water. It looks like a watercolor picture painting, almost like it's a bunch of lines. Oh my God.
I've zoomed in to see if there's any symbols in here or any writing in this but the weirdest thing to me is that half of the screen is upside down and half isn't. Like where the numbers, where you zoom in, like the 0.5, 1, 2, 3, that's upside down. But all the other things like photo, video, portraits.
And look at the picture on your screen is upside down too.
That part's upside down. Isn't that weird?
But okay, that's upside down. But then the slow-mo cinematic video, that's not upside down. But then above it is upside down again. So it's
even if I did take a screenshot, but if I took a screenshot, this would have been on my phone in the first place.
That's right.
But it's not.
And it looks like there's wood or something. If that's water, I don't know. But there's these pieces of something looks like floating, right?
It's odd to me. I don't
Did you feel
know what
something?
this is. No?
And this is a different phone than the phone you had during our Spirit Box incident.
Yes. It was. Yeah. Different phone.
That energy, Mindy.
Something with electronics in me.
I
will tell you, even
go there.
I'm fine. I didn't die. But even when I got back and I was researching Lake Lanier, my computer had shut off on me randomly.
Yep.
And I also there was something else that electronically had, all while researching. I think twice my computer had shut off and my phone just stopped. The audio on my phone as I was listening to a podcast about Lake Lanier just started cutting out and coming back in and cutting out and coming back in randomly. So I don't know. Electronics with me and energies. What do you think, Brooke?
I want to share this little tidbit with you. Well, it's not a tidbit, but I don't remember what episode this was. Long time ago. I had done something about like myths and legends specific to each state. And I picked, I don't know, like 15 states. And the one I did for Georgia was the ghost town of Lake Lanier. And granted, it was like I read a paragraph. I didn't do the research. But I don't know if you can read this. I was marking that it was done. That I did this one, but do another ep.
But do another episode. And I did.
Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
I found this in my Trapper Keeper.
Oh.
I'm like, I knew we had to explore this more. So it's weird all around. That was probably last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on, is it haunted? Is it bad
Mindy,
boating?
I think you know what my thoughts are on this because I told you not to go from the start. I've always had a bad feeling about this place, and I've never been there. Just from the small amount of research I did for that topic, and then I've watched a documentary on it, but that's why I told you not to go. I believe it. I believe it.
I really feel that the energy of the land, land
so
has
much
energy.
Dark history, from the Native Americans to the Civil War and I can't remember the name of that. Oscarville. Too much dark history, and on top of that, too many deaths,
and
that
bad
bring
energy.
The paranormal in too. So it's not just bad energy; it's more bad energy on top of more bad energy.
Yep, not good. So don't drink and boat is number one. And
or don't go to Lake Lanier.
I did swim in it. I did jump off the pontoon and I was fine. So there was that. I did it twice.
So that makes me even more angry, I think.
All right, Bestie. Before Brooke's head explodes.
Listen, I have jumped off boats and swum with sharks, and Mindy didn't yell at me. So
No.
I guess I should lay off you a little bit.
Next time we'll go together. How about I promise the next time I go to Lake Lanier, we'll do it together.
Not a next time.
No, Brooke's like, no, I'm not going.
No. You got lucky this time.
I think was that my warning? Was that my warning?
That was your warning. Don't press your luck.
Wouldn't it be weird if I did go back and that picture ended up being like the last picture on my phone before I fell off the boat and died? But it was a premonition.
I hate this story. I hate this scenario. No, take it back. Don't even put it out there.
Okay, Bestie, that wraps up an episode. Tell us if you've ever been to Lake Lanier. We would love to know.
Oh, boy. Okay, Bestie. You better listen to me, not like my bestie did not listen to me. And stay out of Lake Lanier or Rainier. And until next week, sweet dreams, bitches.
I didn't die. I have a weird picture on my phone, but other than that, that's okay. I think the spirits like me. I think they like me.